Women with no money often face a complex web of challenges that affect nearly every aspect of their lives. These challenges are deeply interconnected and can span emotional, social, economic, and physical dimensions. Without financial resources, access to basic necessities like food, housing, healthcare, and education becomes precarious. The inability to afford stable housing can lead to constant relocation or even homelessness, creating a sense of insecurity that undermines both physical and mental well-being. These struggles are particularly pronounced in single mothers who must balance caregiving responsibilities while trying to find ways to provide for their families without sufficient resources. The lack of money often creates barriers to accessing education, which is one of the most critical pathways out of poverty. Many women, particularly in marginalized or underprivileged communities, are forced to forego their education, to work in low-paying jobs to support their families. This lack of education perpetuates the cycle of poverty, as it limits their opportunities to secure better-paying, stable employment in the future. Even when women manage to gain employment, they are often faced with wage discrimination or are relegated to industries that offer little in terms of upward mobility or financial security. These challenges are further compounded by a lack of access to affordable child care, forcing many women to choose between earning a living and caring for their children. Financial struggles also exacerbate societal stigmas and stereotypes. Women without money are often judged or blamed for their circumstances, with assumptions made about their abilities, choices, or worthiness. These societal attitudes create additional emotional burdens, making it even harder for women to seek the support or opportunities they need to rise above their circumstances. In many cases, financial instability isolates women, severing them from networks of support or from opportunities to connect with others who might help them improve their situation. This isolation can lead to feelings of helplessness or despair, which are often exacerbated by the systemic structures that limit their ability to change their circumstances. Health is another critical area that suffers when women lack money. Without financial resources, accessing basic health care becomes a significant challenge. Preventive care, regular checkups, or treatment for chronic illnesses may become luxuries that are out of reach. The stress of living in poverty takes a toll on both mental and physical health, leading to conditions such as anxiety, depression, or high blood pressure. Additionally, many women may be forced into unsafe or exploitative working conditions simply to make ends meet, further jeopardizing their health and well-being. The impact of financial instability also extends to their children, creating an intergenerational cycle of poverty. Children of women without money are more likely to face educational disruptions, inadequate nutrition, and limited access to opportunities that could help them break free from the cycle of poverty. These children may struggle with social stigmatization or feelings of inferiority, which can have long-lasting effects on their self-esteem and future prospects. As for these, we pursue education, vocational school, sometimes a CRN officer. Parents may have an office. In many parts of the world, women without money are also disproportionately affected by systemic issues such as lack of access to credit, property ownership, or legal protections. Without financial resources, women often find themselves unable to advocate for their rights or secure the legal and social protections they need. These systemic barriers make it incredibly difficult for women to achieve financial independence or stability. Even when they demonstrate resilience and determination, the lack of money strips women of the freedom to make choices about their lives. Decisions about where to live, what to eat, or how to spend their time are often dictated by the constraints of poverty rather than personal preference. This lack of agency affects not only their immediate quality of life, but also their ability to plan for the future or pursue their aspirations. Financial instability creates a persistent sense of uncertainty and vulnerability as the fear of unexpected expenses or emergencies looms constantly. Without a safety net, even minor setbacks can have devastating consequences, leaving women trapped in a cycle of hardship that feels almost impossible to escape. Resilience and strength are qualities that often shine brightest in the face of adversity, and women without money exemplify this in countless ways. Despite the overwhelming challenges they face, these women demonstrate an incredible capacity to endure and adapt, often finding creative solutions to problems that seem insurmountable. This resilience is not something that happens overnight, but is cultivated through years of navigating hardships, whether it's raising a family with limited resources, holding down multiple low-paid jobs, or finding ways to educate themselves and their children in the absence of financial means. Every day they make sacrifices, put others before themselves, and persevere with deep griefs and wave crossing generations. From the strength is not just physical, but deeply emotional and mental as well. A woman with no money often becomes the anchor of her family, holding everything together despite the odds stacked against her. She may stretch every dollar, find ways to barter or exchange services, and rely on her resourcefulness to meet her family's needs. This ability to create something out of seemingly nothing is a testament to her ingenuity and determination. Many women in these situations turn to community networks, leaning on relationships and mutual support systems to make ends meet. These networks often become lifelines, and the women who rely on them are simultaneously contributors, giving as much as they can, even when they have little to spare. The strength to support others while struggling oneself is a profound example of resilience that goes unnoticed all too often. Resilience is also evident in the way women without money approach their goals. They often set aside their personal desires to prioritize the needs of their families, sacrificing their own dreams to ensure that their children have better opportunities. For example, a woman might work long hours in physically demanding jobs to pay for her child's education or to keep a roof over their heads. Even when faced with setbacks, she finds the strength to keep going because her determination to create a better future outweighs the pain of her current struggles. This unwavering commitment to others demonstrates a deep reservoir of inner strength, one that drives her to keep moving forward even when the path ahead seems impossible. In the face of societal judgment and systemic barriers, these women show remarkable fortitude. They challenge stereotypes and defy expectations, proving that their worth is not tied to their financial status. Many women use their experiences to become advocates for others in similar situations, raising awareness about the systemic inequalities that perpetuate poverty and working to create change. Whether through activism, mentorship, or simply sharing their stories, they inspire others to believe that resilience and strength can lead to transformation, even in the most difficult circumstances. Their voices, often silenced by the weight of societal stigma, carry the power to shift perspectives and ignite change. Resilience also manifests in the way women without money manage to maintain hope and optimism even when the odds are against them. They learn to celebrate small victories and find joy in the simple things, whether it's a shared meal with family, a child's smile, or a moment of rest after a hard day's work. This ability to find light in the darkest moments is a profound form of strength, one that allows them to keep going even when the challenges seem insurmountable. It is this optimism that fuels their determination to seek opportunities, no matter how limited, and to create a better life for themselves and their loved ones. The emotional strength of women without money is equally remarkable. They often bear the weight of their family's struggles, providing emotional support to children, partners, and even extended family members, all while managing their own fears and uncertainties. They carry these burdens with grace, often shielding those they love from the harsh realities they face daily. This emotional resilience, the ability to remain strong for others, even when they feel broken inside, is a testament to the depth of their character and their unwavering love and commitment. Resilience and strength are also reflected in their ability to adapt to changing circumstances. When faced with obstacles, they find ways to pivot, adjust their plans, and keep moving forward. Whether it's learning new skills to secure better employment, starting small businesses from home, or finding innovative ways to stretch limited resources. Their adaptability is a testament to their strength. Even in the face of failure, they find the courage to start again, drawing on their resilience to rebuild their lives from the ground up. Through these acts of resilience, women without money show the world that strength is not about having everything, but about making the most of what you have. Their determination to overcome obstacles, care for others, and maintain hope in the face of adversity is a powerful reminder that true strength lies in the ability to rise above challenges, no matter how overwhelming they may seem. Throughout history, countless women have faced the challenges of financial hardship and emerged as powerful symbols of resilience and success. These stories not only inspire us, but also serve as a testament to the strength and determination that women possess, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. One remarkable example is Madam C.C. Walker, who was born in 1867 to former slaves and faced unimaginable hardships, including poverty and limited opportunities. Despite these challenges, she rose to become the first self-made female millionaire in America. Her journey began with a small idea to create hair care products specifically designed for black women. With sheer determination, she built a thriving business empire, creating jobs and opportunities for thousands of women, and left behind a legacy of empowerment and philanthropy that continues to inspire. Another inspiring figure is Malala Yousafzai, who grew up in a region of Pakistan where girls were often denied access to education. Despite her family's financial constraints, her father's encouragement, and her own unwavering determination led her to advocate for girls' right to education at a young age. When she was targeted and attacked for her activism, she not only survived but emerged stronger, using her platform to become a global advocate for education and equality. Though her story is often framed around her courage, it is also a tale of overcoming financial and societal limitations to achieve a vision that has changed lives around the world. In the world of literature, we find the example of J.K. Rowling, who faced dire financial struggles before becoming one of the most successful authors in history. As a single mother living on government assistance, she wrote the first Harry Potter novel in cafes, often sacrificing basic comforts to pursue her dream. Despite numerous rejections from publishers, her persistence and talent eventually paid off, transforming her life and giving her the means to contribute to countless charitable causes. Rowling's story underscores the importance of perseverance and belief in one's abilities, even when faced with financial and emotional challenges. In science and education, the story of Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize, is a powerful example of overcoming financial struggles to create profound change. Born in rural Kenya, Wangari faced systemic barriers and limited access to resources. Through determination and the support of scholarships, she pursued her education abroad and later returned to Kenya to champion environmental sustainability and women's rights. Her Green Belt movement not only addressed environmental degradation, but also provided income-generating opportunities for countless women, proving that financial struggles can be overcome and transformed into opportunities for others. Closer to the grassroots level, the story of many unnamed women who have risen from poverty through microfinance initiatives is equally inspiring. For example, in parts of South Asia and Africa, women have used small loans to start businesses, such as sewing, farming, or crafting, to lift their families out of poverty. These women, though often overlooked, demonstrate that with even minimal financial support and a strong work ethic, lives can be transformed. Their collective efforts have reshaped entire communities, showing that economic empowerment is not limited to those with great wealth, but can be achieved through small, consistent efforts over time. Historical examples also highlight the importance of community and mutual support in overcoming financial struggles. During the Great Depression in the United States, women organized sewing circles, communal kitchens, and other collaborative efforts to provide for their families and neighbors. These acts of solidarity exemplify how resilience is often bolstered by the collective strength of women working together, pooling their limited resources to create solutions in the face of economic crises. In the world of politics and leadership, figures like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first female president of Liberia, provide another example of overcoming financial hardship to make a lasting impact. Growing up in a war-torn country with limited resources, she pursued her education and rose to prominence through her resilience and commitment to improving the lives of others. As president, she focused on rebuilding her nation's economy, promoting education, and empowering women, proving that financial struggles can become a foundation for transformative leadership. These historical examples of women overcoming financial struggles share common themes of resilience, resourcefulness, and a commitment to creating better opportunities, not just for themselves, but for others as well. Whether through individual determination, community efforts, or global activism, these women remind us that financial hardship is not a permanent state, but a challenge to be confronted with courage, creativity, and an unwavering belief in the possibility of change. Their stories continue to inspire, serving as a powerful reminder of what is possible when determination meets opportunity, even in the face of daunting financial challenges. Systemic inequalities have long played a central role in perpetuating the financial struggles of women, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. These inequalities manifest in numerous ways, deeply embedded in the structures of society, often limiting women's access to opportunities, resources, and rights. One of the most glaring examples is the persistent gender pay gap, where women consistently earn less than men for performing the same work or a work of equal value. This disparity exists across industries and regions, reflecting societal undervaluation of women's labor and the ongoing prioritization of male-dominated fields in terms of wages and benefits. Even in professions traditionally associated with women, such as nursing or teaching, pay scales are often lower compared to male-dominated industries, reinforcing a systemic bias that limits women's financial independence. Beyond wages, women often bear the brunt of unpaid labor, which is rarely recognized or compensated. Tasks such as caregiving, household management, and child rearing are essential for the functioning of families and societies, yet they are disproportionately shouldered by women without any formal acknowledgement or financial remuneration. This unpaid labor not only consumes a significant amount of time and energy, but also prevents many women from pursuing educational or professional opportunities that could enhance their economic standing. In low-income families where resources are already scarce, the burden of unpaid work becomes even heavier, leaving women with little room to escape the constraints of poverty. Systemic inequalities also extend to education, with girls and women in many parts of the world facing significant barriers to accessing quality schooling. Cultural norms, discriminatory practices, and limited financial resources often result in boys being prioritized for education over girls. This lack of educational access creates a ripple effect, as education is one of the most critical tools for breaking the cycle of poverty. Without it, women are left with fewer skills and opportunities, pushing them into low-paying or informal jobs that offer little to no job security, benefits, or pathways for advancement. This educational disparity is a cornerstone of systemic inequality, trapping women in positions where their potential is underutilized and undervalued. Access to credit and financial services is another area where systemic inequalities become evident. Women in many regions are less likely to have bank accounts, own property, or secure loans compared to men. Financial institutions often impose stricter requirements on women, including the need for male co-signers or collateral, further restricting their ability to invest in businesses, education, or personal growth. This lack of financial autonomy undermines their capacity to make independent decisions and build wealth, perpetuating a cycle of dependence and economic vulnerability. In rural areas or developing countries where traditional societal structures dominate, these barriers are even more pronounced, leaving women with few options for upward mobility. Systemic inequalities also intersect with cultural norms and traditions that marginalize women and limit their access to opportunities. In some societies, women are discouraged or even prohibited from working outside the home, effectively denying them the chance to contribute to the formal economy and achieve financial independence. These restrictions, often justified by cultural or religious beliefs, create environments where women's roles are narrowly defined, leaving them financially and socially disadvantaged. In extreme cases, these inequalities are enforced through legal systems that deny women basic rights, such as the ability to own property, inherit assets, or even open a business without male approval. These legal and cultural barriers reinforce the systemic inequalities that keep women trapped in cycles of poverty and dependence. Healthcare disparities further exacerbate the challenges posed by systemic inequalities. Women, particularly those from low-income or marginalized communities, often lack access to affordable and quality healthcare services. Reproductive health, maternal care, and preventative health care are frequently neglected, resulting in higher rates of illness and mortality among women. The cost of health care can also place an additional financial strain on women who already struggle to make ends meet, forcing them to choose between their health and other essential needs like food or housing. This lack of access to health care not only impacts their physical well-being, but also limits their ability to work, earn, and invest in their future. At the policy level, systemic inequalities are perpetuated by inadequate representation of women in decision-making roles. From politics to corporate leadership, women remain underrepresented, resulting in policies and practices that fail to address their unique challenges and needs. When women are excluded from leadership, the perspectives and experiences of half the population are overlooked, leading to policies that reinforce existing inequalities rather than addressing them. This lack of representation is both a cause and a consequence of systemic inequality, as women are denied the opportunities to rise to positions of influence where they can affect meaningful change. The cumulative impact of these systemic inequalities creates an environment where women must work harder and longer just to achieve a fraction of the opportunities and financial stability afforded to their male counterparts. These structures are not accidental, but are deeply rooted in historical, cultural, and economic systems that have prioritized the interests of men over those of women. To dismantle these inequalities requires a multifaceted approach, including legislative reforms, cultural shifts, and a commitment to creating equitable opportunities in education, employment, and financial systems. Women have proven time and again that they possess the strength, resilience, and determination to overcome obstacles. But systemic inequalities remain a significant barrier that must be addressed to ensure that every woman has the opportunity to thrive. Solutions to empower women begin with addressing the systemic and societal barriers that have long restricted their access to opportunities and resources. Education remains one of the most powerful tools for empowerment, as it equips women with the knowledge and skills needed to break free from cycles of poverty and dependency. Ensuring that girls have access to quality education from an early age is crucial, as it lays the foundation for economic independence and social mobility. Beyond basic education, there is a need to invest in vocational training, higher education, and lifelong learning programs that allow women to continuously enhance their skills and adapt to evolving job markets. Scholarships, mentorship programs, and community initiatives aimed at bridging the gender gap in education can play a transformative role, particularly in underserved regions where cultural or financial constraints often prevent girls from attending school. Economic empowerment is another critical solution that involves providing women with the tools, resources, and opportunities they need to achieve financial independence. This includes ensuring equal pay for equal work, creating policies that promote pay transparency, and holding organizations accountable for addressing wage disparities. Access to credit and financial services is equally essential, as it enables women to start businesses, invest in their futures, and build wealth. Microfinance initiatives, which provide small loans to women in low-income communities, have proven to be highly effective in empowering women economically, as they allow them to generate income and contribute to their families and communities. Financial literacy programs can further empower women by teaching them how to manage money, save for the future, and make informed financial decisions. Our Path the Nation projects look to directly contribute. Addressing unpaid labor is another crucial aspect of empowering women. Policies that recognize and value unpaid work, such as caregiving and household management, are essential in creating a more equitable society. Governments and organizations can introduce measures such as paid family leave, affordable child care, and flexible work arrangements to reduce the burden of unpaid labor on women and allow them to participate more fully in the workforce. These policies not only benefit women, but also contribute to the overall economy by enabling a more diverse and inclusive labor force. Healthcare access is another area where solutions are urgently needed to empower women. Affordable and comprehensive healthcare services, including reproductive health and maternal care, are fundamental to ensuring that women can lead healthy and productive lives. Governments and non-governmental organizations must prioritize ensuring that women have access to contraception, prenatal care, and other essential health services, empowers them to make informed choices about their bodies and their futures, ultimately contributing to their overall well-being and economic stability. Empowering women also requires challenging and changing societal norms and stereotypes that limit their potential. Public awareness campaigns, media representation, and community engagement can help shift perceptions and promote gender equality. Encouraging men to take an active role in supporting gender equality, both at home and in the workplace, is essential in creating a more inclusive society. Educational programs that teach boys and young men about the importance of respect, consent, and equality can foster a culture that values and uplifts women. Representation in leadership roles is equally critical, as it not only provides women with a voice in decision-making processes, but also inspires future generations to envision themselves in positions of power and influence. Legal and policy reforms are another key component of empowering women. Ensuring that women have equal rights under the law, including the right to own property, inherit assets, and access legal protections, is fundamental to creating a more just and equitable society. Governments must enforce laws that protect women from discrimination, harassment, and violence, while also addressing loopholes or gaps in existing legislation. International cooperation and advocacy can play a significant role in promoting gender equality globally as organizations work together to address issues such as human trafficking, child marriage, and gender-based violence. Community support and grassroots initiatives are also powerful solutions for empowering women. Local organizations and networks can provide women with mentorship, training, and resources that help them overcome challenges and build confidence. Safe spaces where women can share their experiences, learn from one another, and collaborate on solutions are vital in fostering women's cooperatives, for instance, allow members to pool resources and support one another in achieving their economic goals, whether through farming, crafting, or other income-generating activities. These collective efforts create a ripple effect, benefiting not only individual women, but also their families and communities. Technology and digital tools offer new and exciting opportunities to empower women, particularly in areas where traditional barriers have limited their access to information and resources. Online education platforms, remote work opportunities, and digital financial services can bridge gaps and provide women with greater autonomy and flexibility. Ensuring that women have access to technology, along with the necessary training to use it effectively, is essential in leveling the playing field and opening up new possibilities for growth and success. By addressing these various dimensions of empowerment, society can create an environment where women have the freedom, resources, and opportunities to reach their full potential, ultimately benefiting everyone. Redefining worth is an essential step in creating a society that values individuals not based on material wealth or superficial measures, but on their intrinsic qualities, contributions, and potential. For far too long, societal norms have placed disproportionate emphasis on financial status as the primary indicator of worth, often overlooking the countless ways in which women, particularly those without money, enrich their families, communities, and the world. This narrow definition of value fails to account for the resilience, creativity, and strength that women exhibit every day in navigating life's challenges. By shifting this perspective, society can begin to recognize that worth is not confined to bank accounts or possessions, but is found in the character, actions, and impact of individuals. Women who lack financial resources often find themselves undervalued in societies where economic status determines respect and influence. This creates a cycle where their contributions, such as caregiving, community building, and emotional support, are either taken for granted or dismissed entirely. Yet these roles are the backbone of functional societies, providing stability and nurturing future generations. For instance, the unpaid labor of mothers and caregivers is not merely a personal sacrifice, but a profound investment in the social fabric, shaping the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and workers. Recognizing this labor as an essential and valuable contribution is a necessary step in redefining what it means to be worthy. Redefining worth also involves challenging the stereotypes and societal expectations that equate success with material accumulation. A woman's worth is not diminished by her lack of financial resources, nor is it defined by her ability to conform to traditional roles or standards of beauty. Instead, worth should be measured by qualities such as kindness, perseverance, empathy, and the ability to uplift others. Women who support their families through acts of service, who bring communities together with their leadership, and who find innovative solutions to problems despite limited means, demonstrate a kind of wealth that transcends monetary value. Their ability to create opportunities and inspire change reflects a deeper, more meaningful measure of worth. Education plays a critical role in reshaping perceptions of worth. By teaching young people to value diversity, inclusion, and equity, societies can cultivate a generation that appreciates the contributions of all individuals, regardless of their economic status. Educational programs that highlight stories of resilience and strength, especially those of women who have overcome it. These narratives remind us that greatness is often born from struggle and that worth is not a product of privilege, but a reflection of character and determination. Representation in media and leadership is another powerful tool for redefining worth. When women from diverse backgrounds, including those who have experienced financial hardship, are celebrated for their achievements and contributions, it sends a powerful message about the many forms of value that exist. Seeing individuals who defy stereotypes and succeed on their terms inspires others to recognize their own worth, even when society fails to acknowledge it. Media that portrays women as multifaceted individuals with strengths, struggles, and aspirations helps to shift the narrative, emphasizing that worth is not tied to wealth, but to the richness of human experience. Creating policies and systems that reflect a redefined sense of worth is equally important. This includes implementing measures that recognize and reward unpaid labor, ensuring equitable access to opportunities, and providing platforms for marginalized voices to be heard. When institutions prioritize inclusivity and equity, they reinforce the idea that everyone has inherent value, regardless of their economic standing. Governments, organizations, and communities must work together to create environments where women feel valued and supported, enabling them to contribute fully and confidently. Ultimately, redefining worth requires a collective effort to challenge ingrained biases and reframe societal values. It involves celebrating the unique contributions of every individual and recognizing that worth cannot be quantified or confined to material possessions. Women without money, through their resilience, creativity, and unwavering commitment to their families and communities, embody a profound form of wealth that deserves acknowledgement and respect. By embracing a broader, more inclusive definition of worth, society can foster a culture that uplifts and empowers all individuals, creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive and be valued for who they are rather than what they have.